of the staff, management, or ownership of this station.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guy that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
Hot mics.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Today's show, the theme of the show, consistency. Being consistent. It's probably one of the most underrated attributes of successful people. How to be successful. One part consistency. Consistency in what? Consistency in stuff that actually works. I got a friend of mine on Facebook said, "Man, you've been going on some Bitcoin rants lately." I said, "Yeah, because I can see what's about to happen here." I watched a video from Carl Icahn, who I consider to be the greatest investor of all time. Everybody thinks it's Warren Buffett. I think when both of these men pass on, at the end of the day, Carl Icahn will come out to be the greatest investor that we have ever that's ever graced this planet. Let me put it that way. He has said some just absolutely hilarious stuff. He's what they call an activist investor. So when he goes in to invest into a company, he gets very active with the board and the management team. Whereas Buffett may be a little bit more hands-off, Carl Icahn gets dirty. I mean, he gets in there and he wants things to work. He wants to make, the most money he can. I think it was Netflix when he invested in Netflix, and I cannot remember who he was meeting with, CEO or chairman or the board. I believe it was the CEO. I'll have to go and verify that story, but he had told the whoever he was meeting with on the management team, "If you make me $1 billion, I won't punch you in the face." So, in any case, so I was watching a video on Carl Icahn where he was talking about Bitcoin and all that other stuff, and he just said, "You know what? I don't understand some of this stuff. I don't get it." And when one of the richest men, most successful men on the planet doesn't get it, it's like, don't do it. So what do successful people do? When you look at where most millionaires are made, at least from middle America here, it's not from trading on the newest whatever. I'll tell you what it is. It's consistent action and stuff that works. And what do we know works? Real estate works. Real estate absolutely works. 8 out of 10 millionaires invest in real estate. Why is that? Because it works. It's not as sexy as being into the newest, coolest thing. Tom alluded to on Wednesday basic needs that every human must have. One of those is shelter. That's why investing in real estate will always be a sound investment, provided you don't pay too much for it. But real estate will always be a sound investment, as long as you don't pay too much for it. That's the only caveat. However, when you look at a lot of things that go on in the capital markets, how much can you lose? I mean, you can lose everything. If you're all in cash on a single-family house in a really nice neighborhood, suburban neighborhood in Houston, it is real difficult to lose a lot of money. It really is. Now, if you're using a bunch of leverage, if you're going into an area of town that's undergoing gentrification and you're making a big bet, that's completely different. But in single-family real estate, it is really hard. It's really challenging to lose a whole bunch of money on a piece of rental property. It really is. I have another number of buddies of mine in real estate that will buy a house with the intention of flipping it. And for whatever reason, the deal doesn't end up working out. They're not going to make any money. The rehab went too long. The rehab was too extensive. They ended up doing more work than they anticipated, holding on to it longer. Maybe the price at the time when they bought it, they could sell it for, declined. So then what do? Well, they end up renting it out. Hold on to it for a couple of years. Wait till the market recovers. And then once that tenant moves out, do a make ready on the house and then liquidate the asset. You've got some real options on a single family piece of real estate that you may not have in other investments. But here's what I know. If you are consistent in your activities, in this case talking about single family real estate, if you are consistent in building a portfolio in single family real estate, if you're consistent in making offers, in networking, in working with real estate agents and wholesalers, you will buy a house. And then you'll buy 2 houses. And then you'll buy 3. And then you'll buy 4. And then you'll buy 5. And eventually end up with 100 of these things. But we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Excellence is a habit. I was meeting with a lender. This was probably a year ago now. Went down to his office downtown. We had lunch. And we were chatting. He said, Jason, I can tell you've got a process for everything. And I said, yep, you are actually in step 2 of my process right now. And he laughed. And I said, everything really can be systematized and brought down to a process. Now, some things get outside that process every now and then. But at the end of the day, everything's a process. Jim Rohn used to say, success leaves clues. So we know that if we do certain things, we'll be successful. And he said, what's fascinating is he said, business and ultimately profit is a discipline. Profit is a discipline. And a habit and a discipline are those things that you're doing over and over and over again. Habit is the implementation of that discipline. And really what discipline is saying no. That's what discipline is. It's saying no. And what's it saying no to? Other stuff that could get you out of the habit of doing what you need to do in order to be successful. We're obviously big fans of single-family real estate here as a means to generate income and wealth. And we do that every single day. Did I close any houses yesterday? I think I closed some. I know I closed 2 Tuesday. I don't think I closed any Thursday. I might have 2 to close today. Just in Houston house buyers this month, we bought, I think, right at 10. And we bought 2 in Dallas, by the way. For all my Dallas-Fort Worth people that keep telling me that you can't buy houses in Dallas because the market's too competitive, that's not true. We bought 2 this month in Dallas. In our other real estate company, I think we bought 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. So not bad, 16 for the month. Our goal this year was between 125 and 150. I think we're going to end up, we could, depending on how these the fourth quarter for us is always just incredibly good for us. So we could buy in the next month. I mean, if we bought 25 houses, I mean, it really wouldn't be a shock to me. So we'll see where we end up here. But I have noticed one thing. We've got a habit, again, to go along with the theme of the show. We're being consistent in certain neighborhoods in Houston. And we're seeing when we're buying multiple houses in one neighborhood. We're also testing out a new system right now. I truly believe we are about to enter 2008. we are slowly getting into where we're starting to see. I've gotten a number of our clients that have called me and said, hey, how do we do a short sale? How does the foreclosure process work? And I'll ask them, like, well, why do you ask? Well, we're getting phone calls from homeowners that don't have flood insurance, didn't have flood insurance, that FEMA's not going to write them any more checks, and they're upside down in their house, and the house needs $80,000 in work. They owe $120,000, and the house is worth $150,000. So how do we start the process of negotiating a short sale on behalf of our seller with the bank? The pain train is coming to Houston real estate in certain submarkets. And it's sad, don't get me wrong, it's unfortunate, but it's the reality of these things. The only one that's going to rebuild these neighborhoods are real estate investors. Homeowners will certainly do their part, but homeowners are not going to rebuild their neighbor's house. And they're not going to rebuild the neighbor's house.
1 minute.
They're only going to work on their houses. It may help their neighbors out, don't get me wrong there. But it's the real estate investors that have the means to go out there and rebuild these neighborhoods. And as investors, we have to do it quickly. Those of you who are real estate investors out there, we need to get in, buy these things, and turn them around. Because if we don't get in there quick enough, fast enough, what is ultimately going to happen is you're going to see a reduction in the value of the homes in those neighborhoods. Not just the houses that are flooded, but the other houses that were not impacted by the flood. We get back to the break. We're going to talk more about consistencies. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a
Folks, I made a huge mistake.
Remember to check before ever repair. Call 346
That is, I did not take my
702
allergy
3825.
medications.
That's 346
All stopped up.
702 3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Hi,
Hey,
Clint
Bill.
Jones here, attorney and avid
Haven't
real
seen
estate
you in a while.
investor. You know the greatest
What's going on,
mistake
Daniel?
real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all.
Daniel, I was shopping Jeeps last night,
Sorta,
sorta, while watching kids and everything else.
Guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion
Yes, that's
in
5.
retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private
See,
entities,
52
and
minus
much more.
4 is
Many of our
48.
clients loan money from their IRAs
We have
to fund
48
real estate deals all over
new
the country.
folks
We don't sell any
in our group.
investments or give advice.
How wild
However,
is that?
we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs to tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S. Call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
As a real estate investor, you rely on your property inspector to determine the current condition of the home and your potential return on investment. Principal Inspections was founded by investor Jeremy Humphrey to do just that. Working from the investor's point of view, Principal Inspections will give you turnkey inspections that are high quality, affordable, and focused on information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Founder Jeremy Humphrey comes from a family of real estate investors. He started Principal Inspections for investors because as an investor himself, he experienced the need for fast, quality inspections with information directly pertaining to property condition and potential resale value. Principal Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections, 832-684-5516. That's 832-684-5516. Or go online to principalinspections.com. That's principalinspections.com. License number 21264.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
Hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Today we're talking about consistency. It's one of the pillars of success. Got to be consistent. Best analogy I can come up with that makes a lot of sense to people are those folks that played high school sports. You played high school football, especially here in Texas. Did you practice just like a random Tuesday once a month? No, it was every day. In fact, we used to have those things called two-a-days, but they don't do those anymore because I think that's considered child abuse or something. But you've got to be consistent to be successful. I run into real estate investors all the time at real estate networking events. Hey, Bob. Good to meet you. Hey, Jason, I've always wanted to meet you. I'd listen to the radio show. I'm great. Jason, this market's really tough. And I'll say, why do you say that? Well, I hadn't bought any houses. Well, how many offers did you make? How many offers did you make this month? I mean, it's December 1 today. How many offers did you make in November? 0. How many you make in October? 4. How about month before? September. 6. Month before that, 0. It's like you got to be consistent. I'll tell you, we can figure out if a market is becoming more competitive. However, what really happens in a lot of these real estate markets is not that it gets more competitive. What really happens is those who are not consistent cannot continue to grow their business. That's really what we see. That lack of consistency is a challenge for those that are not running it like a business. That's the hard part in running any business is consistency. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did yesterday. I'm going to do it today. What am I going to do? I'm going to market for deals. I'm going to go look at some deals. I'm going to go put some deals under contract. I'm going to close some deals. I'm going to manage a rehab. I'm going to list that property for sale or for rent. And then I'm going to sell it or rent it, and then I'm going to do the next one. All at the same time. It's an assembly line. We have a joke in our office about boring businesses. And the businesses that are most successful are those that are really, really boring. I mean, the only reason that this business is sounds fun is because there's a rehab, right? Take this ugly house. Usually it's the ugliest house in the neighborhood, and you fix it up and make it beautiful. Actually, you make it great again. And it goes from ugly house to really pretty house. There's a lot of emotion tied up in the house, in buying a house, buying a new house, moving into a house. It's not that same emotion if you're selling accounting services, right? If you're a machine shop making parts, making 2 or 3 different parts in oil and gas, or if you're a retail shop, or if you're a transportation company. I mean, it's fun for the owners. They enjoy it. But they're not going to make a whole lot of TV shows about it. But it's those boring little businesses that are just consistent. They just do the same thing over and over and over. And then, don't get me wrong, they innovate their products and do that sort of thing. But when you really get down to businesses, you really start to drill down to successful businesses, and what you find is they're incredibly consistent. They do this, then they do this, then they do. I mean, look at Apple's a great example. A product innovator, but they have a release schedule. They have to hit certain targets in their releases. They have to get those products manufactured, get them brought here in the United States. Some are actually built here in the United States. There's a facility out of Austin that builds some Apple products. So they do consistently. And then you go to the Apple store. When you go to the Apple store, your experience at the Apple store in the downtown Galleria is going to be the same in Chicago as it is in California and Florida and all that other stuff. One of the things that always amazes me when you go to the Apple store is how fast they can run your credit card. They give you the product, they run it, you're out the door in like 2 minutes. It's incredible how fast money changes hands there. But if you look at Apple, they've got consistent processes. It's consistency. It's one after the other, after the other, after the other. Amazon right now is required to be very consistent, especially during the holiday season. Last night, we're getting a ton of stuff from Amazon and all over the place. The joke I've had for years at our household is starting about Thanksgiving until the new year, every day we're getting a handful of packages. Now it's like, I swear it's every day. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. Every day, every other day, we got packages coming and going. It's the amazing amount of stuff that comes in. We almost have to have a process for Amazon packages coming to our house, and how they come into the front door, and then typically when I get home, there's a pile of them sitting right next to the front door. And it's like, we just hadn't gotten to those. We've been too busy. And then there's another pile from the day before. So we have to have a whole process. Just think about that from Amazon's perspective, how much business they do, just consistently sending these things out. You've got to do the same thing in your business. Whether it's wholesaling, remember there's 4 core ways to make money in real estate. That's it. Whether you're a wholesaler, whether you're lending on a deal, whether you're a landlord, or you're flipping the house. You all have to be consistent. And this is one of the hardest things for people to understand when we mention this. You cannot be successful in this business if you concentrate on more than one of those 4 ways to make money in real estate. You just don't have the consistency. You need to go out there and say, I'm going to be a landlord. And you're going to start buying houses as rental properties. It's not, I'm going to be a landlord, but I need to wholesale some deals, I need to flip some deals, that's not how this works. You're either going to be a landlord and you're going to buy rental properties, or you're going to be a flipper and you're going to flip houses, or you're going to be a wholesale, you're going to wholesale houses, or you're going to lend your money on real estate. In other words, be the bank. That's it. If you deviate from those 4 core ways of making money in real estate and you don't focus on one, you're going to have this hodgepodge portfolio. I know no one, 0, who have been successful in real estate or in any business venture by focusing on a million different things. In fact, reality is you can't focus. You've got you're doing so many different things, you cannot focus. I know 0 people who are successful doing that. 0. Discipline requires focus and habit. And when you are disciplined, in order to maintain focus and ensure your habit is not broken, you've got to say no to a lot of stuff. hey, I want to go hang out with the buddies tonight. I want to hang out with my boys. No, you can't. You got to make offers on real estate. You got to work on your real estate license. You got to work on your marketing plan. You've got to catch up on emails from your lender. You really don't have time to do a lot of those things. Now, if you are a casual real estate investor and want to buy 2 or 3 houses a year, yeah, maybe you can avoid being that focused or disciplined. However, if you're in this business to buy 2 or 3 houses a year, what's the point? I've never really understood that, where someone says, oh, I just want to buy 2 or 3 rentals. Well, would you like 30? Yeah, I'd love to have 30. Well, let's talk about what your goal is. What are you trying to get? Well, I'd really like to retire in the next 5 years. Well, 2 or 3 rent houses a month or 2 or 3 rent houses a year is not going to do it. 5 years, it's 15 rental properties. You want to retire on 15 rental properties? Cash flow you a couple $100 a month? Why not spend that next 5 years in very focused ways? Let's get disciplined about building a rental portfolio. What do you think about buying 10 houses a year? Oh, I like that plan much better. Yeah. Then you retire with 50 of these things.
2 minutes.
That makes a lot more sense. What happens to most real estate investors is they do a little bit of flipping, and then they do a little bit of wholesaling, and then they might lend their IRA on a couple of deals, and then they buy a couple of rental properties. And they do that over 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And then I run into them at a networking event, let's say at the Redneck Country Club. And I ask them, hey, what does your portfolio look like? And they'll say, well, Jason, I've been in real estate 20 years. And I'm like, great. How many rental properties do you have? 12. Well, how many owner finance notes do you have? 6. How many flips do you do a year? Maybe 1. How many wholesale deals do you do? Well, 3 or 4. And the sad thing is they've wasted 20 years of their life. They've wasted 20 years in unfocused, undisciplined behavior. And whether they'll ever admit it to me, I know at some point they'll realize how much time they wasted, and it's going to just be absolutely depressing. You've got to run real estate like a business. It's just like a restaurant. Nobody goes to Papa John's and orders barbecue. And I'm sure Papa can put together a barbecue restaurant. But you know what? He makes a lot of money selling pizza. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk more about discipline and habits. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
What's going on, John?
Are
Mike,
you
Pain
purchasing
Train?
accurately, on time, and with lots of communication.
Yeah, Nelson,
on your
I like
home
that.
Purchase? You've come to the right place.
John?
I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior
crew?
Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
As a real estate investor, you rely on your property inspector to determine the current condition of the home and your potential return on investment from an investor's point of view. Principal Inspections was founded by investor Jeremy Humphrey to do just that. Principal Inspections works from the investor's point of view, providing affordable, fast, quality inspections with information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Principal Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections 832-684-5516 or online at principalinspections.com. License number 21264.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much
Hey, Randy?
or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
I wonder, can I go back?
Time is money in a real estate deal.
A month
if your insurance
before.
company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose.
Working
a
in
deal
this new
like
CRM.
that. You need a quick turnaround.
Previous
on
month.
quotes
Here we go.
or binders. The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset.
Okay,
They know
what does
you
that
need and when you
mean
need it.
exactly?
We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single
30
policy
seconds.
will help save
Okay.
time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years.
So,
We insure over
does
30,000
that
properties.
mean...
Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor
What does
package.
that mean
Call
exactly?
us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/rightpathrealestate.
Hot mic.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Working in this new CRM here, pretty sweet. We hit some goals like right in the 11th hour last night, and it's fun to see them all pop here on the screen. We are experiencing some incredible growth. And here's what I'll tell you. When you're trying to build an organization as big as ours, it takes a couple of years to really get it going. I mean, if you want to invest in real estate, buy 5, 6, 7 houses a year, 10 houses a year, that sort of thing, buy 30, 40 rental properties, you've got to have some systems and processes in place. And it really takes 3 to 6 months to get all that stuff going. We're entering the last month of Q4. First quarter will be upon us quickly. You will see a ton of new real estate investors. I'll use that in quotes. Real estate investors starting in January. And they'll flame out about middle of February. The sad thing is that they never got started. It takes 3 to 6 months to really get this thing going. 3 to 6 months of consistent action to really get it moving. 3 to 6 months of setting your business up, getting the LLCs together, getting your tax stuff right, getting your lenders lined up, start making offers and marketing. Really, it takes 3 to 6 months to really get the train moving. And the problem is new investors, and I blame the real estate education industry as a whole because they fail to explain this. I think in part because most real estate educators are not actually in real estate. They teach real estate, but they're not in the real estate business. So it takes 3 to 6 months to really get your business established and get your pipeline filled with enough offers to where you're starting to buy deals. That's really what... Now, don't get me wrong. We've had folks buy houses, a week after they went to our weekend retreat. But it's really a 3 or 6 month process, really getting the thing warmed up, getting it going. And most new investors don't even make it through the 3rd month. Here's what I see happen. They sign up for some real estate education somewhere, not ours. And they sign up for some kind of coaching program. Spend a ridiculous amount of money in a coaching program that does little more than educate them, but doesn't show them how to do real estate. And they try some little postcard marketing. They call a bunch of realtors and make offers to realtors that never call them back. They work with some wholesalers and then get frustrated because wholesalers' numbers don't work. And then they think, well, if I just go to a bunch of networking events, I'll eventually get a deal. And it doesn't work out that way. You have to build a strategy. You've got to build a template of what your business should look like in order to meet your goals. For example, in our office right now, we are retooling some of the things we're doing in Houston house buyers. We want to move to buy more rental properties. I think this year for us is going to be the year of the rental. We now have some long-term financing available to us that we did not have when we first started 5 years ago. And it's also available to those folks that are inside our base camp group. And we don't share it with anybody else. I'll just tell you that right now. As the banker that we work with, they only want to work with RightPath folks because they're trained in how to do real estate. You know, our group is not big. People ask me, oh, Jason, you got like 5,000, 10,000 members? No, I don't. We're looking for a handful of people. Our weekend retreat is our most popular training method. We'll have 60 to 100 people there. We've got one coming up December 15th, 16th, whatever that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. Go to RightPath Real Estate. You can sign up there. But here's what I'll tell you, is that there are a lot of people that want to learn real estate, and they're all going to get in the first of the year. It's just like the gym. You go to the gym, you know, that first full week of January, and you're like, holy cow, is the whole city of Houston here? And then about February, and in some cases, the little bit more committed, that's a funny way to say it, but that's the best way I can say it. The little more committed will stay through spring break in March. And then after that, your gym's going to be a ghost town again. The real estate market's the exact same way. You'll see a lot of investors jump in January. February, they start going on appointments. Maybe they do one deal. They get in the middle of that one deal and they disappear. They stop marketing and sales because they hired the wrong contractor. They got the wrong education, so they're spending all their time at the project. They're not doing marketing and sales for their next deal. They don't have the right lender, so they run through a bunch of their personal capital. I mean, it's just, I can go down a laundry list. I can go down a laundry list of how to lose $50,000 on a $200,000 house. I mean, it doesn't take but a handful of mistakes. It really doesn't. Handful of mistakes, you're losing $50,000 on a $200,000 house. You're like, Jason, how do I lose that much money? It's simple. You don't buy it right. You use your own cash. You don't get the right rehabber in. You got to rehab it more than once. You hold on to it longer than you should. When you go to sell it, you don't use a good real estate agent, so you negotiate the absolute lowest bottom dollar to get it done. I mean, there's a million ways to lose $50,000 on a single family house. And I'm not talking about $1 million homes either. On a little $200,000 house, you can lose $50,000 like that. So fast. And I'll tell you, I've seen it. I have seen it. Folks outside our group will approach me and say, hey, Jason, you know, I see you at this networking event. Can I ask you a couple questions? I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, should I do this or this? And I'll say, don't do either one of those. Instead, I would do it this way. Oh, are you sure? Like, yeah, we've only bought a couple hundred of these things. I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain the advice I'm giving you has been tested in the hundreds of houses we've bought. Well, I don't know. You know, my guru told me, my guru told me, you know, to do it this way instead. Well, does your guru buy 100 plus houses a year? Might want to ask him that. Because I'm telling you, if you do it this way, if you're doing it the way they're recommending, you're taking on a lot of risk. And I can tell you right now, you're going to lose some money. Fast forward a couple of months, I'll see him again at that next networking event. Hey, John, how did that house go? Did you implement the advice that I gave you? No, I went with, the advice that my guru told me, and, we ended up losing $30,000 on the deal. Hey, ignorance is expensive. We got a blog post today. Ignorance is expensive. Had a guy at the last weekend retreat. Good dude. Sharp. He's a young guy. He's 20s. Sharp guy. He grabs me at the end of the weekend retreat and he goes, hey, man, I got a story for you. I said, okay. He said, my grandma, this is in Oak Forest, said neighbor next door to my grandma, they were moving out and they were about to lose the house to foreclosure. And he said, I had just gotten into real estate. I wasn't sure what I was doing. And, I ended up passing on the house. They were going to give it to him for what they owed in the mortgage. And he said, I saw the house go to foreclosure. It eventually got rehabbed and put back on the market. And he said, if I had bought it at the price that they were willing to sell it to me, I would have made $150,000 on that deal. And he's smiling the whole time. I mean, he's trying to be that's heartbreaking. I don't care who you are, $150,000, even if you make $10 million a year, is real money. I mean, $150,000 is that's a chunk of change. And he said, my ignorance cost me $150,000. And I was just like, huge. And that's one deal. Imagine if you had gotten that deal and he put a sign up in the yard with his little company and he talked to all the other neighbors around that house while he was doing the rehab. Can you imagine if he had bought 2 more houses in that same neighborhood? And maybe he didn't make $150,000 on each one. Maybe he made $50,000. That's $250,000. What a lot of people miss, it's not the cost of the education, it's the cost of not getting educated. The cost of not is incredibly expensive. If you are in this industry long enough, it's almost impossible to spend too much money on education.
2 minutes.
Tom and I when we first got into this business, we went to every single seminar. Before we figured out most of these seminars are a complete waste of time, but we went to every single seminar that blew into town. They always have these out-of-town gurus that fly in. You guys hear the commercials on the radio. We're only in town this week. Come see us. So we used to go to all those things. Most of those guys don't do real estate. And the thought Tom and I had is, look, if we can save $500 on 100 houses a year, that's $50,000. I don't care how much money you're making, $50,000 is real money. We're not talking about a couple $1,000 here. I mean, 50 G's is real money. So if we could save or make $500 over 100 deals, that's $50,000. Over 200 deals, that's $100,000. So we started going to all these different real estate events around town, and that's when we realized most of these guys don't do real estate. I'll never forget, there was this national guy blew into town,
1 minute.
and he's sitting there on stage, and he introduced to the crowd, here's my right-hand man that buys 5 to 7 houses a month. And I looked at Tom and I said, there is no way we could take our sales manager to an out-of-town trip for 3 to 4 days and then be in another city 3 days from now for 3 to 4 days. We'd already bought 50 houses at that point. I'm like, I know what that business looks like. I know this guy doesn't do it. In order to be disciplined, you've got to build that habit over time. And you've got to say no. Focus and habit is how you build that discipline. It's how you develop consistency and excellence. We get back from the break, talk more about real estate. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Investor loans offering up to 100% financing are still available. You just have to know where to look. Look no further than Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003. Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing to investors that covers purchase, repairs, and closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even
Brett, that sucks.
documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which
14 grand on an
includes
$85,000 house.
two
That
business
sucks.
days. Call 713-680-8100
Because the whole time you're thinking, like,
or visit Noble
how could I lose money on an $85,000 house?
Our team has over 50 years experience.
I'd have to look and see
Call us today.
what's the most we've lost as a percentage of sales price.
Noblemoney.com.
Our biggest loss is 55 grand on a $500,000 house. And I thought that house we did on Augusta, we were going to lose like 60 grand. I looked at the P&L yesterday. We only lost 7. And we held that thing for almost a year. It was crazy.
Opportunities and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned
Nelson, I'll
about
tell you a
new
good
trend
one.
rules and closing on
The
time?
Power of Habit.
I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan
And I
Officer
think
at Legacy
Power of
Mutual
Habit-
Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day
Is that by
close.
Carol Dweck? That
We
might be
close on
Mindset
time,
by Carol
accurately,
Dweck.
and with
But I know
tons of
Power of Habit's a good
communication.
one.
You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611.
What's a good CRM? Hey John, we talk about all that stuff for the weekend retreat. And I'll tell you, unless you're doing
514497.
30, 40 houses a year as a full-time investor, or maybe 20 as a part-time, I don't see the point of a CRM. With one exception, that's to automate follow-up.
NextGen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment proproperties.
Oh,
Whether
this
it's a flip
Bitcoin
rehab
stuff
or a
is
rental rehab,
hilarious.
we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish.
Oh, it looks
Highly
like
efficient, standardized
CBOE,
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track
the
has completed over
CFTS,
700 projects, which has
CFTS
helped us to create our
have
3 keys to
approved
success.
December
Use a
18th.
detailed scope of work so that everything
Start
gets
trading
done,
futures on
train and
Bitcoin.
maintain quality crews so it
I
gets
think
done
we're gonna
right,
see a price
and complete
correction,
the work in a
kids.
proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/rightpathrealestate.
Hot mics.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. For those of you looking to build income and wealth in real estate, I mean, really build something, need to be at our weekend retreat. Our weekend retreat, we call it the Pathway to Income and Wealth Workshop. We were getting paid by the word on that one, I think. So Pathway to Income and Wealth Workshop. We did an introductory class last night. We'll do another introductory class December, I believe it's going to be December 6th on Thursday. If you go to rightpathrealestate.com, you can sign up for it there, rightpathrealestate.com. And we're going to cover a number of things as it relates to building income and wealth in real estate. Again, there's 4 core ways that we make money in real estate. We flip houses, we wholesale houses, we act as the bank and we lend our money to people doing these things in real estate, or we're a landlord and we rent our properties out. That's it. There's only 4 ways to make money in real estate. I don't care what blog, podcast, wherever you go to, it says there's 900 ways to buy and sell houses. There's not. There's 4. There's 4 ways to make money in real estate. That's it. Everything else is a derivative thereof. We teach all this at our weekend retreat. If you want to get a dose of what our weekend retreat is like, just go to rightpathrealestate.com. If you click on the calendar there, it'll tell you when our next free event is, our next introductory event, our intro to Pathway to Income and Wealth workshop, which I know we've got one on Thursday. Oh, we got a webinar Tuesday night. So we got a webinar this Tuesday. I got a free live event Thursday, and then our weekend retreat is that weekend of December the 15th. Love to have you guys out there. We've sold a ton of tickets already. I believe we're well over 50% sold. So if you'd like to come out, get your tickets now. Get them right now. Let's go to brightpathrealestate.com. I want to say thanks for listening, guys. I will be here Monday, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed at 9 a.m. It's rightpathrealestate.com. It's Jason Bible. See you Monday.
All right, mic's off. Have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.